Breaking news. Donald Trump took his violent rhetoric to a new extreme, suggesting the former Republican Congresswoman should be fired upon.
Breaking news. Trump under investigation for saying, quote, war hawk Liz Cheney should be fired upon.
Right now on ABC News Live, he suggested 9 barrels of a firing squad aimed right at her.
Donald Trump declaring before a crowd that Cheney should be put before a firing line.
With the battle over women voters raging, Donald Trump suggests putting Liz Cheney in the firing line.
Now you have this threat against Liz Cheney that Trump is talking about a firing squad.
The Drudge Report, Trump calls for Cheney execution.
He's saying quite explicitly and unambiguously that Liz Cheney should be shot, should be executed by firing squad.
He directly said what he thinks should happen to Liz Cheney just because she disagrees with him.
He basically called for executing Liz Cheney.
Talking about putting Liz Cheney in front of a firing squad.
He actually suggested that Liz Cheney should face a firing squad.
Guns being trained on a political opponent.
Guns being trained on a political opponent.
He would like to see guns aimed at Liz Cheney's face.
9 barrels pointed at Liz Cheney is the latest escalation.
Using the military to kill a political rival.
We've graduated to firing squads and execution.
He really wants to kill with a firing squad his political opponents.
Sounds like to me he just thought she needed to die.
Trump was suggesting a firing squad.
Evoking images of a firing squad, of an assassination. What's your response to Donald Trump saying she should be fired, that Liz Cheney should be fired upon?
Donald Trump's closing argument has been Puerto Rico's an island of trash. I'm not a Nazi. Liz Cheney should be in front of a firing squad.
He's talking about a firing squad for his political enemies.
A firing squad, a military tribunal.
Talking about sending a prominent Republican to the firing squad.
He's imagining and in some sense kind of getting off on the image, the idea of Liz Cheney being put in front of a bunch of weapons and having them shot at her.
I'm just kind of confused about the hyperventilating around this on the right. He literally said rifles being trained at Liz Cheney.
And this is both the rhetoric and the imagery of Stalin. It's intended to be about death.
He's talking about training a rifle at Liz Cheney and a firing squad. My God.
Who does he want to kill if he becomes president?
So for him to call for Liz Cheney to be set up before a firing squad?
Firing squad, essentially, or something, for a political opponent.
Liz Cheney needs to be in a firing squad.
He's talking about a firing squad for Liz Cheney.
A firing squad for a fellow Republican, fellow American.
Put Liz Cheney in front of a firing squad.
Mark Milley was his Joint Chiefs of Staff chair. John Kelly was his chief of staff. He now wants to put those same people before a firing squad. No matter how loyal you've been in the past, it doesn't matter. Stephen Miller feels safe now. But let him look at Donald Trump sideways one day, and he'll be the one Donald Trump is saying should be before a firing squad.
If you were busy today and you only saw the headlines, you may be under the impression that the former president called Liz Cheney, called for her to face a firing squad. The former president was actually mocking Cheney as someone who, pushes for war from the comforts of Washington, D.C.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. When the guns are trained on her face. They're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy.